To begin with, we have this concept of the people from other planets as little green men. Are they green from what you know? Are they all the same?
Unfortunately, they're not so benevolent.
A fucking alien.
What's good? Welcome here, 51 here with your host, Jimmy. Another day in the jungle. Give us a like, subscribe, and also become part of our community here in golden.boxing.com for more news and stories. All right, so let's get to this video, man. So Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence had their first press conference. It was pretty interesting watching both of them. This is a fight that a lot of us wanted to see for a long time. And finally, both get to meet each other, meet and greet, and size each other up, man. Both of these fighters are up for a big challenge. Errol Spence has to really prove that he was never ducking Terrence Crawford, and he has to beat Terrence Crawford. And Terrence Crawford has a reputation of not fighting anybody, which is not true, and has to prove that he can beat Errol Spence. And if he beats Errol Spence, that's going to make all PBC fighters look bad, because as we all know, and as I suggested many times, a lot of the PBC fighters never wanted to fight Terrence Crawford. So both of these fighters have a lot to lose in this fight, and this is for an undisputed championship, which makes it even better. And both of them have a lot of pressure. Terrence Crawford can become double undisputed in two different weight classes. If he becomes undisputed and beats Errol Spence, he will become a greater fighter than Fleming Wither Jr. And I believe that if Errol Spence beats Terrence Crawford for an undisputed championship, then he will also likewise become better than Fleming Wither Jr., because Floyd or Pacquiao never gave us undisputed. And there is a consequence for that. You have to clean up your division to show that you are the best fighter in the division. And either one of them is going to have to prove a point. If Errol Spence doesn't beat Terrence Crawford, then he will become Gennady Golovkin in his division. He never went up one division, and he just stayed in that weight class for a long time. And Terrence Crawford, on the other hand, he will be coming up for almost like 4 divisions technically, and getting that undisputed championship at 147. So it means a lot for Crawford, and it means a lot for Spence. I think that in the press conference, both looked pretty confident. To be honest, I thought Terrence Crawford had the edge. I think he's never feared Errol Spence, and he's about the only fighter that never fears Errol Spence. When you saw Danny Garcia back in the day, or Keith Thurman, they had a fear of Errol Spence, and they also had a fear of Terrence Crawford as well, which is why barely they ever mentioned him. But Terrence Crawford is very confident in this fight. Errol Spence, he's always very slow in his words, probably a Texas thing, and they're both up for it. Terrence Crawford says he wants to be the best in his era. He wants to be the best fighter in his era. And in order to do so, he's going to have to take this man out. And Errol Spence, if he wants to become the best in his era, he's going to have to beat Terrence Crawford. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Errol Spence to become the best in his era, because Crawford... See, the thing is that right now I have ranked as number 1. I have Alexander Usyk, then I have Jermell Charlo, and then I have, if I'm not mistaken, I have Terrence Crawford number 3. Now, Jermell Charlo is in a very tough division, and he became undisputed in a tougher division than Terrence Crawford when he was in 140. But Usyk, if he beats Tyson Fury, then you could legitimately say that he was the best of this generation, because he become undisputed in cruiserweight, which is a tough division, and also heavyweight. But that depends to be seen. He needs to fight Tyson Fury. However, Crawford if he beats Errol Spence, then he jumps to number 1. Usyk becomes number 2, and we would have to wait for him to beat Tyson Fury, and then it will be hard to choose between the two because they both had really good careers. And then finally, that and one of those two, either Terrence Crawford or Alexander Usyk, is going to become the best in this era, hands down, because Usyk is about to do what Evander Holyfield did, which is cruiserweight and heavyweight. And then Crawford is about to unify what technically should be welterweight, which is super light, 140, but technically that was always considered to be welterweight, and 147, 154 and 160 historically has always been middleweight, and then 168, 175 was light heavyweight. So Crawford would have a very good, it would have a very good name. And he clearly would surpass Floyd Mayweather Jr. without a question. And Manny Pacquiao too, because Manny Pacquiao was never undisputed in any weight class. He fought a lot of different catch weights. And also another reason why I would have to put both of them ahead of Floyd Mayweather Jr. if they become undisputed is because they never, that I know of, I don't think they put any catch weights or rehydration clauses to any of their opponents, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. did, so that's going to be a disadvantage. Any fighter that does that, whether it's Canelo, Floyd, you gotta, or catch weights like Manny Pacquiao, you have to. It's not the same thing. So we'll see what happens. They both look ready, and there's going to be a very exciting fight. So I'll be talking more about this fight as it moves to July. So we'll see what happens. But who do you have winning? Who do you think won the first press conference? Let us know in the comments below. Give us a like, subscribe, and also become part of Golden Era community in English and Spanish for only boxing fans. Deuces, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.